Bitcoin fell by 2.7%. This actually led many altcoins to drop down even lower, and some, such as AVAX, even hit new bear market lows. In today's video, we are going to be jumping down into the technical analysis on Bitcoin. We'll be taking a look at the hourly chart, we'll take a look at the daily and the weekly, and give my thoughts and opinions on where I think Bitcoin is heading next. Now, as I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now, if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Let's jump right down into today's video, kicking things off with that 1 hour time frame. So here we have Bitcoin paired up with USDT. We're using the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 exchange. Now, you can see here that we were expecting a move to the downside. We were expecting between 26,160 and 26,297. This is something that we kind of spoke about yesterday. Now, this particular move to the downside has actually turned into what I would consider a overextended fifth wave movement, because it's gone down lower than its 1.618 counterpart here, where you'd expect that kind of fifth wave to go. This is actually looking like we still have further potential to slip to the downside a bit more. Okay, so we want to do some sense checks on this recent move. Is it 5 waves in itself, or is it actually a diagonal up here, then up into a wave 2, then this is all a wave 3, up for 4, down into 5, and so forth, right? And so let's go ahead and take a look at this move just here to start with. Okay, we take into consideration this structure right here. In fact, actually what I'll do is I'll bring this to a 5-minute just so we can see everything a lot more clearly, right? So specifically what we're interested in is this drop up here. It looks like a 3-wave movement, right? It looks like you're kind of doing this, but I don't think that's the case at all. What I think is actually going on here is you have a 5-wave move here. If we might even take it down into a 3-minute chart, a 1-minute chart, just to kind of see what's going on within that little structure right inside here. So you can see here, it bounced up and moved back down. So it's an interesting one. So yeah, I think for the most part, we can probably say in here is a 5-wave structure, even though we can't really go down deeper than 1 minute without going down into those really small kind of small seconds there. So let's take it to a 5-minute chart. We'll come back over to our section here. And the reason that I think this is what's going on is we have another drop here, up, down, drop again. So I think we've got a 5-wave structure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's your wave 3. And then outside of there, you've got the wave 1, 2, all of this is 3. Up here is 4, coming down into 5. Okay, so bring this back to our hourly chart. It will look quite messy because it's really hard to see all of those structures internally in there. But for the most part, I think that's what's going on. Okay, and of course, you know, the other option here is because this is a lower high than this one, we have to consider that this is potentially also a wave 1. So we'd come here and we'd take a wave 1, up for 2, all of this would be 3, up for 4, down to 5. Okay, and then that there would complete your 5th wave movement. Okay, so it's a little bit complicated. It is what it is at the moment. I suspect that we still have a little bit more to the downside, not terribly too much more, before we actually get that next bigger move to the upside. So on the hourly chart, expect a little bit of volatility. I don't have any immediate targets for this until we kind of bottom out on this potential 5th wave movement here, which would be the wave 3. We'll bounce up, and then once we've bounced up a little ways, probably back towards the 26,160 to 26,297. Considering we're 26,107 here at the moment, I suspect we're probably going to test 26k or just lose that area a little. But yeah, for the most part, that's kind of what is expected. So there's nothing unusual about these recent movements. These are the movements that we've been talking about for the last week or so. And we expect volatility like this on Sundays because of the weekly close position. So let's take this up into the daily chart here. You can still see that we're progressing down. We're looking for 22,696 to 23,875. We're in the wave 3 by the looks of it, so we've still got lots of progression to the downside. I think what we're trying to do here is complete the wave 1 of the way three. As you can see, we have the death cross right here, the 50 moving average going down lower than the 200 exponential moving average, but we also see the 50 exponential moving average also going lower than the 200 exponential moving average. So we know that everything here is death cross, bearish, usual kind of stuff that we're talking about recently. That's now confirmed. We're still in a bullish structure from Smart Money Concepts, though that's not yet to be broken. But if we do break this low at 24,635, we'll get a confirmation of a change of characterization within the structure from a Smart Money Concepts point of view. So for everything else on the daily chart, we still expect further downside. We're, in my opinion, in the wave 1 of the wave 3. So we'll bounce up for a wave 2, 3, 4, and 5 before we even complete the wave 3, meaning we'll bounce up and still have further for the 5th wave to the downside to have come into fruition later. Okay, so we're in an overextended 5th wave movement on the daily chart, as you can kind of see, and I think we just overextended a little bit on that hourly chart as well, helping us move down into our target ranges. So for the most part, nothing terribly too unusual here, business as usual. We are pulling our stochastic RSI down from the overbought area, heading towards oversold. So again, we're going to be in a position for a big move upwards soon, so we can go long on the market soon. I just don't think it's going to happen just yet. We've got a little bit more to the downside before we can experience the bounce. And the bounce, I think, will probably be testing a little bit higher. So a lot of people are talking about a green October. I do think that a green October is likely to occur, but it's going to fall within our structures that we've been talking about here. And, you know, we might see a bit of a push upwards back towards kind of $27,000, and we'll see how that kind of goes. We'll see price reacting to 200 EMA is going to be an interesting one as well, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Take this up into the weekly time frame. Again, you can see how we had basically been sandwiched between the 50 exponential moving average and the 200 exponential moving average. So it's essentially another weekly close position right in there. We wicked up a little bit higher again. So the bulls were again trying to get that position closed above that 50 EMA, failed to do so, and obviously we closed right in between the 50 and the 200 EMA there. So nothing much here. The bulls tried again. They've been testing this quite a bit. I think the bears are probably going to test the lower side, but will also fail to hold that area. Ultimately, a weekly close position, either above the 50 EMA or below the 200 EMA, is going to set things up for the next week ahead. So all eyes will be on the weekly close position on Sunday to see how that kind of plays out. Ultimately, the bulls are targeting out 26,779 or higher, and the bears 25,692 or lower. So from a weekly standpoint, everything's actually looking okay and pretty reasonable on the weekly. I think we just have to see a little bit further to the downside on the daily time frame and a little bit more volatility on the smaller time frames, so that we can actually get ourselves into a better position from a structure point of view and take advantage of the move that to the upside that I do think is likely to occur as we come into October. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Where are your October price predictions for Bitcoin? Are you predicting kind of 28, 30, $50,000 Bitcoin? I mean, let me know. I think we haven't got a huge rally there. I could be wrong on that, but for the most part, within the structures that we sit, I think, 27 to 28K is possible. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I think I'm going to wrap this video up right there. If you found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, and don't forget to join us down in Discord. Link is in the description below. Until the next one, have a fantastic day.